free-for-all.
How's it going, guys? Same Gamer here once again. Wanted to talk to you about should PC gamers be able to argue with console gamers about games and everything as far as to do with gaming. You know, I've been watching videos where you have some people giving their opinions about, you know, the Xbox One and the PS4 and how one is better than the other. And the minute that a PC gamer decides to talk about or bring up a discussion of why neither one or, you know, one or the other has any reason to brag about anything, they say, well, you're a PC gamer, you shouldn't even be talking about it. You shouldn't be arguing with us about, you know, which one is better and everything like that. You're a PC gamer. Well, I'm here to tell you guys that I believe they just have just as much say so as any other console gamer to talk about their opinions about gaming as well. And the reason why I say that is because it's a gaming console just as much, or a gaming machine just as much as the PS4 and the Xbox One is. Only difference between the PC and these consoles, you have more freedom and more things you can do with the PC, and more, you know, versus a console. Console, you're restricted to what they have put in it, and that's it. Yeah, you can get apps and things like that, but that's about it. And in my personal opinion, I believe why they get so mad and opinionated about why PC gamers should not be able to argue their point of views when it comes to gaming and next gen is because they know it's a losing battle, you know, and so they feel as if we should never say so. But I'm here to break it down and explain the reason why PC gaming is just as irrelevant. For one, they play just the same games, all the multi-plats, and they have their own exclusives. You can play your games with a controller. You can play the games with the keyboard and mouse. And so therefore I feel as if it's justified to be considered as a gaming platform. You know, some people may, you know, be like, well, it shouldn't be because they all don't have any exclusives and all you guys have is indies. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's not true. And it may sound like I'm a biased PC gamer and stuff like that. Right now, honestly, the grass is greener on the other side. So, if you don't like what I had to say, too bad. I could play all the multi-plats that you guys are getting remastered to try to reach 1080p 60 frames per second. I've already got that. I've had that. Ever since the game came out, I've been able to play it at 1080p 60 frames per second. And if I had a high resolution monitor, I'd be able to play it at a higher resolution at 60 frames per second. You know? So neither one of these console fanboys should be saying anything about either console, because both of them, to me, are complete letdowns. And when you start talking about all these exclusives, and you know, you guys got, you know, Destiny, Halo, Gears of War, Uncharted, that's fine. But you know what? I see in the near future that a lot of these developers will not be strictly, you know, exclusive for one or the other. And the reason for that is anytime a company makes an exclusive for one particular platform, a lot of times it is very hard to make a profit off of it. You know, and I already know what your argument is going to be. Well, actually it's not, because you know, they sell millions of copies. Yeah, they sell millions of copies to try to break even about the money that they had to spend to develop the game, versus it being a multi-plat. Secondly, these developers are not going to continue to spend their earn money on these engines for a console not to be able to fully utilize the engine because of its lack of power. I could see it coming. You mark my word. And so therefore a lot of these consoles will probably just get indie games, things like that, or they a lot of these exclusives that they have on PC and Xbox One and PS4 will probably come to the PC as well. And a lot of these franchises may end up becoming exclusive to the PC because they're able to fully bring out what they thought, their concept of a game, without having any limitations from, the consoles not being more powerful enough, and them becoming outdated, and they've already used the resources and things like that. Because the problem that you guys have with consoles is this: for one, in order to make a console affordable, they have to cut corners. Because if you guys want to sit there and have specs like PC does, or have any decent specs of any kind to be able to run games at 1080p, 60 frames per second, or higher frames, even if it's 1080p, but you can run it at 80 frames per second, 90 frames per second, 100 frames per second, it's going to cost a lot more. Period. And it would be considered pretty much a PC. It wouldn't be a console anymore. And I honestly see, in order for these consoles to be able to, progress and the power and things like that, it's probably going to end up turning into a PC. It just may be Microsoft's version of their PC and Sony's version of their PC. If Sony can even make another PC or console, or if they're even in business still. And it's going to be a lot more expensive. But you know what, guys? You get what you pay for. The thing about a PC is, when I originally started my PC and built my PC and thought about building a PC, I was nervous at first. I really didn't know too much about them. I knew my dad worked on them and, installed things, stuff like that every now and then, but that was about it. So when I got the idea to build a PC, I did a lot of research on what was compatible, what items were compatible, what I couldn't do, what I could do, what would give me the best performance for the price, things like that. Because at first, I had a little bit of money saved up to build a PC, but I wanted to part it out, to make sure that I got the best, combination for the money. So when I started, I got, a AMD 6100, a XFX 7770. I had 8 gigabytes of RAM. I had 1 terabyte hard drive, and I had a gigabyte motherboard. And it probably cost me maybe $600, if that. The most expensive thing was the operating system. So probably $600 including the operating system. And when I got it, I still had my PS3 and my Xbox 360, and it blew both of those out of the water. Or just a little bit more. And the sad thing about it, that PC that I had when I first started, before I upgraded some things, outperforms the Xbox One and PS4. That's what's crazy. And the, Xbox One was $500 and the PS4 was $400. There's something wrong with that. And I can customize and upgrade any part that I want to at any time I want to. So if I get a little bit of extra cash, something like that, I can upgrade, one of the parts to make it that much more powerful. Versus a console, you're stuck with what you have until they come out with another console. On top of that, you have the Steam sales. I can get Titanfall for $30 when you still pay $60 for it. And it's still cheaper than what you would buy at GameStop used. So that's just my opinion on it. If you you guys want me to talk about it more, go in depth more about my computer, PC that I have now, what I currently have inside of it, let me know in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about the whole, should PC gamers be able to be in the same discussion as console gamers when it comes to which one is better. Let me know in the comment section, guys. Hope you enjoy. Peace.